Welcome to Engineering Tales, a series where we simplify real engineering concepts through real human stories. In every edition, you'll follow Emma, a 25-year-old engineer who learns big ideas the same way most of us do, through everyday analogies, simple explanations, and a lot of curiosity. If you've ever felt like engineering concepts were too complicated, then this series is for you. Now, let's get into the first edition, the four laws that rule everything. Before we get into it, let's learn a little bit about Emma. Who is Emma? She's a 25-year-old chemical engineering grad on her job hunting journey. She starts each morning with coffee, ends each night scrolling through applications, and in between tries to make sense of life. But sometimes she wonders, maybe the universe runs on the same laws she studied in thermodynamics. Well, let's study the zeroth law, the coffee peace treaty. It's 7 a.m. Emma makes her coffee and opens her laptop to check emails. Life. 10 minutes later, her coffee is cold. Typical. But as she sighs, she realizes a coffee, her mug, and the air weren't fighting. They were just trying to get along. That's thermal equilibrium, when heat flows until everything's at the same temperature. Well, if object A is in equilibrium with B and B with C, then A and C are also in equilibrium. Kind of like a trio, where A and B get along and B and C get along, so somehow A and C also have to get along. Even her coffee believes in balance. Maybe she should too. The first law, the accountant of energy. After the gym, Emma feels like her energy is gone forever. Where did all the motivation go? I literally just ate, she's wondering. Then she remembers. Energy doesn't vanish, it just transforms. A sandwich became motion and sweat, which is basically change in internal energy. Internal energy is the tiny energy inside every molecule, their own private rotations and vibrations, which is nothing but heat added minus the work done by the system. Maybe she's not drained, she's just transferring her energy into growth. The second law, the messy room rule. I think most of us would relate to this. That night, her desk is chaos. Coffee cups, resumes, post-it notes. She cleans it. By evening, it's messy again. That's entropy, the universe's love for disorder. Heat flows from hot to cold. Order turns to chaos, and systems drift towards randomness until we intervene. Entropy of the universe always increases in spontaneous processes. Maybe order only matters because chaos exists. The third law, the frozen endgame. Snow falls outside our Edmonton window. The world feels still, like time has stopped. And a lot of people living in Canada can relate to that. At absolute zero, motion stops too. As temperature approaches 0 Kelvin, randomness, which is entropy, which we just studied in the previous law, nearly disappears. Entropy approaches zero at absolute zero. But perfection is a myth, and it can never truly be reached, and maybe that's what keeps us moving. Well, thanks for being part of this story. And that's another chapter in Emma's journey. If you like this edition, don't forget to like, comment, and follow so you don't miss the next story. This is Engineering Tales. What if every concept had a story?